Lesson 47 covers the quadratic formula. The quadratic formula you'll use your equation here in standard form, ax squared plus bx plus c. Once you have it in standard form and you set it equal to 0, you can determine your a, b, and c values and input into your formula here x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So in example 1, what you need to first do is write this in standard form. Once you write it in standard form, you need to identify your a, b, and c terms. Now, the whole reason why we use the quadratic formula is to find your x-intercepts. So first thing that we'll want to do is go ahead and write it in standard form. So I need to add 7n to both sides. When I add 7n to both sides, I get 8n squared plus 7n minus 10 equals 0, because that would cancel out. Now we have it in standard form, and we can pull out our a, b, and c values. Now remember to bring the sign out as well. So your a value is next to x squared. In this case, it's n squared. That is 8. Your b value is a positive 7, and your c value is a negative 10. Same concept down in b. We'll have to make sure we combine like terms here. So same scenario here, right in standard form. I'm going to add 3a squared to both sides. I have 5a squared plus 8 equals negative 12a. Still not finished because we have to set it equal to 0. So I need to add 12a to both sides. And after I add 12a to both sides, I would wind up with 5a squared plus 12a plus 8 equals 0. Now I can go ahead and pull out my a, b, and c values. A would be 5, b is 12, and c is 8. What we'll be doing in the next couple examples here is actually use the quadratic formula to solve and figure out our x-intercepts. So in example 2, it says solve using the quadratic formula. Notice, quadratic formula is written two ways. Personally, I like to write my answers or plug things in this format. That way I don't forget to divide by 2a on both sides. Even though this side is saying that I am totally dividing all the terms there by 2a. So I like to go ahead and use the second step. You can determine what works for you. Example 2, notice that your equation is already equal to 0. So I should be able to pull out my a, b, and c terms. A is 1, b is 4, c is negative 25. Next step is go ahead and substitute into your equation. So you have x equals negative b, so in for b is 4, divided by 2a, a is 1, plus a negative. Inside my square root here, I have b squared, so I have 4 squared minus 4ac, so a is 1, c is negative 25, and that is over 2a, so 2 times 1. Keep working down your paper here. We have negative 4 over 2 plus a negative square root. 4 squared is 16. We have negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 25 is a positive 100 all over 2. Keep reducing. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. Plus a negative, well, we have the square root of 116 divided by 2. Then we'll go ahead and simplify again. We have x equals negative 2 plus a negative square root of 116. Once you find the square root of 116, we need to divide that by 2, and that would be approximately 5.4. So now we have two answers here, because this is our x-intercept. We have a negative 2 plus 5.4, and that would give us a positive 3.4. We also have negative 2 minus 5.4, and that gives us a negative 7.4. So here would be our two x-intercepts. That's why we use the quadratic formula. Example 3, I want you to go ahead and work it out. So you should pause the video. Remember here, before we start, we need to get everything onto one side. So I'll help you with that first step. We need to subtract 8 from both sides. We have x squared plus 2x minus 8. And then that would be set equal to 0. Now we can go ahead and pull out our a, b, and c terms. So a would be 1, b is 2, c is negative 8. Now we can go ahead and plug that into our equation. So pause the video, go ahead and work through it. After inputting our work here, this is what your formula should look like. Next step is to go ahead and reduce everything and do your computation. Here's what it should look like. X equals negative 1 plus a negative square root. Basically, this would wind up as square root 36 over 2. So when you do your computation, x equals negative 1 plus a negative square root of 36 is 6 divided by 2 gives us 3. X-intercepts, after you get both of them, would be 2 and negative 4. Last example, again, I'm going to go ahead and start you out on it, and then you can go ahead and plug through it. But in example 4, solving using the quadratic formula, first thing that you need to take care of is getting rid of this set of parentheses here. So let's go ahead and distribute our 3x. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x equals 2. Now we wouldn't be finished with this problem because we need to get everything onto one side. So I'm going to go ahead and subtract by 2 to both sides. And I have 3x squared minus 12x minus 2 equals 0. Now I can go ahead and pull out my a, b, and c terms. A would be 3, b was negative 12, and c is negative 2. So the final step is go ahead and input those into the corresponding points there for that formula. So I've go ahead and I input everything in my formula. Big thing here is notice that here's that negative. I held the negative from above and then I input my negative 12. So you have that negative negative making a positive. That's normally where one of the mistakes happen. So we have x equals 12 over 6 plus or minus, and then we'd have the square root of 144 plus 24 over 6. Go ahead and reduce again. We get x equals 2 plus a negative square root 168 over 6. So the last step there is we need to figure out what is the square root of 168 and then divide that by 6 and then take care of the operation there, and we should get x equals 4.16 and negative 0.16 as our x-intercepts. This will conclude Lesson 47, Quadratic Formula.